What's up, party people? Hey, welcome to the Trinity Home Advisors Studio, where it's so hard to buy a house. I got you. Hey, why is it so hard to be a first-time home buyer right now?
I want to hear from you.
Are we going to act like it's not, like a lot of the industry is, or are we going to whine and cry about it? Or are we going to get into some, what do I do? I think we should get into some, what do we do? What do we do if you or a child or a friend is a first-time home buyer and their summary of the market is something like, or a less PG version of, what the heck? What in the world? Being a first-time home buyer in mid-2025 is different, Courtney, than when I was a first-time home buyer in like 05.
And what? It was more affordable?
My first home was $141,650.
See, that hurts our feelings.
Now, it was a nasty foreclosure, but still, it was possible to get a 3-bedroom, 2.5-bathroom home in Lake Highlands for under $150,000. Now, again, this was depressed, so, under $200,000 at that time.
Oh,
muted again.
Gosh,
no, there was some throat clearing during the intro.
Got one in 08 for 164. That was our first one in Richardson.
How about that? Now, to be clear, later, probably 9-ish, I got one in Richardson for 125. Also a nasty foreclosure. I've actually never bought a nice house. That's not true. One time I did. It was semi-nasty. We did a little rework on it while we tore down another one. Long story for another time.
I saw that Dave Ramsey was saying things are stable. Buy.
I agree with him broadly, but we're talking first-time buyer.
Right.
Tough.
But I mean, you're a first-time home buyer, like the situation is what it is. So.
Oh, people love it when people say it is what it is.
Yeah.
Because that doesn't mean anything.
And isn't helpful.
Yeah.
It's not?
What did you mean? What did you mean by it?
I guess an acceptance of the rates.
What you're saying is people need to
buy.
They need to deal with reality.
Oh.
Right? Like
acceptance.
Hey,
I have found that to be very helpful.
I understand that you are upset. And I'm not even saying that you don't have a somewhat decent reason to be upset. I just acknowledge that when I was a first-time home buyer, it was a lot easier than it is today. Now, I can tell you this. It was easier for your grandparents than it was for me. And it was easier for, you see what we're doing here? It was easier for their grandparents than...
And you will be a grandparent.
Now, I will say this. It is disproportionately harder right now. Incomes, rates, and home values, when those all align, it is harder right now than it has been at most points in history. And so that's just... It stinks. But guess what? Lots of other things for those first-time home buyers are way better and way easier. You have access to technology and digital world at almost no cost to you that can build a business, change a life, care for your family, healthcare. So I'm not saying it doesn't stink. I'm just saying it doesn't do us any good to sit around and whine about it. What should you do as a first-time home buyer? I'll talk about it in a second, but Ian's got to look like he needs to say something.
Fun little story, segue. Not really a segue because we're talking about the same thing. Yeah. My brother just closed on a house in England and talk about living in the 1700s. There were the chain of people to be able to purchase this house was how many families long?
Okay, Courtney. This is a Courtney Learns Real Estate. In the United States, when we say chain of title, you know what that means?
No. I mean, how
Courtney
many people have had it?
Real estate.
It sort of feels obvious.
So the history of legal ownership, right? So how many links in the chain? How many different owners recorded a deed, like officially recorded that?
Okay.
And so when we say I'm getting title work done, that's a lot of it. We're getting an insurance policy that every time that home sold, it transferred legally, and now I legally own it without anyone else having a claim on its ownership. And if you bought a house in North Texas that was built in the 70s, it might have had one owner, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 7, starting to get kind of high. Ian's asking you, his brother who bought a home in the London area, right?
Yeah, no, that's a little bit different to what I'm asking.
Okay.
So I'm saying, over here, you might have a contingency in a house, so you're kind of relying on another person if they're selling their house to be able to buy your house.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh.
How many families were involved in that?
How do I do the reverse harp? Courtney does not learn real estate.
But she did. She still learned.
She did learn a little bit about it.
She still
I
learned.
knew
The
that.
question was how many people are involved with transactions that
Correct.
are tied to each other.
Correct.
Ooh. I mean, 3 is a lot,
Yeah.
Courtney. So I'm buying, but I have to sell before I buy your house, and you have to sell to me before you buy your next house.
Yep.
So that's like already 4 or 5 because there's 2 sides to a lot of this. Sometimes it's like I'm selling and I'm leaving town and I'm not buying. So this is kind of a 1 or 2-sider. He's asking you, I think, how many different people were tied to his brother's transaction in England?
100.
There was 6 families tied, so 12 sides for them to be able to buy their own house.
Can you imagine?
When do you think they went under contract? They closed last week. When do you think they went under contract to buy the house?
4 months ago.
October.
Oh my gosh.
Last October.
October to June.
Yeah.
Growth.
Yeah, because it kept on falling out somewhere along the road.
Gross.
Somebody's situation changed. Unbelievable.
Now,
So it's
Hats
hard.
off.
It's hard here.
hats off to folks that pulled that
We
off.
so don't have to deal with that. That
And
is
it's always hard
crazy.
there. It is always hard. And by the way, it's always hard here, but it's a different kind of hard. Like,
And it is emotionally draining for them. Anyway,
Brutal.
Okay, so it's hard being a first time home buyer.
thank you for bringing us
And
back.
people are responding to it.
Yeah. People are not happy. Now, some people's response to, like the consumer response is complaining or grinning and bearing it and getting it done. But the governments are responding. And I got to be honest, this one might surprise folks. In California, even California is, going a long way to get this done. California, on a state level, is loosening environmental regulations so that builders can build more homes more quickly in an attempt to add more inventory, to add more housing options, to stabilize housing prices in hopes that people can actually afford to buy them. Let me say that again. California is lessening environmental regulations. That's how big of a deal they think it is to try to restore some affordability in housing in California. At what point in your life did you come to the reality, Courtney, that houses in California just cost $1 bazillion?
Quite early.
As early as you can remember?
New
New York City, LA, San Diego, San
Not an
Francisco. You're just
option.
like, that's not what people don't do that there. You rent 27 to an apartment, right?
Right.
Now, there's even more government. I'm just going to say action. There's some local stuff, there's some state stuff, and there's some federal stuff. But NAR starts talking recently about how they believe that inventory is also, National Association of Realtors, that they believe like more inventory is also part of the solution. We need builders to build more houses, and their commentary is that builders don't want to build more houses right now because they want to maintain a somewhat fair balance of supply and demand, which is what any smart business would want to do. But if you play this out, you're seeing governments that want way, way, way more houses so that when you go to sell your house, it's not as valuable because there's way more to choose from, and it takes a little bit longer. Now, raise your hand if you'd like to participate in both sides of that. You would like the house you're selling to be worth way less that the one you're buying is worth way less.
That's right.
Oh, no hands. I didn't see any hands go up. Now, first-time home buyers often don't have a home to sell because they've never bought one before, right? So they are like, boy, that sounds a little better to me. I don't have one to sell. I just want houses to be cheaper. Anyone have any comments about things that happen economically round about the time home values go down? Any other things that tend to happen in the economy, in the market, in the world at times when home values go down?
Things are getting harder.
Things are tough. Jobs are harder to come by. Incomes are down. Debt goes up. So I'm
Often
not
triggered by wars or very unstable situations in the globe.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is just be careful what you wish for. So I'm speaking specifically to the first-time home buyer audience and family and friends of theirs. I get it. I opened this segment with I know this is not easy. It's been easier for many, many others But there's a lot of other things in your life that are phenomenally positive for you. It doesn't make this easier, but here's my advice. Ready?
Yes.
If you can afford it and you're ready and you want to buy a house, buy the very best house, buy the house you can be happiest with as soon as possible. Not like at the detriment of your life. Like don't risk other things to go that fast, but like as quickly as you can feasibly do it, buy the home that you can be happiest in. This is what most people did with their first house. It's like, this isn't my dream house. This isn't my forever house. Our first place is 2 bedrooms. My first place with my wife was a storage unit, a finished out converted storage unit. I'm not even making that up. Our second place was a nasty foreclosure. Our third place was a nasty foreclosure. Our fourth place should have been a foreclosure, but was a really gross bachelor pad type of deal. And then we started kind of upgrading from there. I'm saying go get your first place. Go get the one that gets you in the game, that helps you participate in the market, likely capture some natural appreciation in the market as you and your career and your life and your finances hopefully grow. But if they don't grow, and if they don't grow really fast, you may never have a chance to do this again. Right? When's the last time somebody in a major market in California was like, my parents were able to buy a house for $200? Been a while.
Been a while.
When's the last time somebody grew up in California and thought, when I get out of college or when I get out of high school, when I get my first job, I'm just going to go get a house immediately? Okay, so we need to adjust in our market and just
feel
go,
jealous.
That stinks, but this is the reality. And if I don't come to face it, and I'm not saying like, wake up, you moron. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying, hey, I know it's tough. It is, but it's not likely to change. So do what you can. Get into that smaller, a little bit further out, a little bit not quite as ideal, or go get a great property and just allocate appropriately the amount of finances. And if it takes too much of your finances, then don't. But understand that if you can, you should participate in the rise of the market, participate in the benefits of real estate, the family benefits, the relational benefits, the security benefits, the financial benefits, all those things. And I'm not saying all those things apply. Again, we're not discriminating. We want to be, open for everybody. But the point is, you have got to get in the game so you can participate in the growth in the game of real estate, or the game of safety and security, or controlling the place where you live as much as you possibly can. And I think good things will come from that long term. Statistically speaking, historically speaking, that has been a very, very, very wise choice for people. And I'm just telling you, based on what we see happening in North Texas, that's a really good way of thinking about a first time home. Now, if you already own a home, you should be attentive to its value. And you want to go check what it's worth right now. You want to have at least an eye on your property value at least every 30 days to be fully responsible with it. I want you to go to toddtremonteteam.com right now. On the first thing, whether you're on mobile or desktop or whatever, one of the first things top left-ish is a home valuation button. And you can find out what your home is worth or would sell for right now in under 60 seconds. And then you can get a monthly update from that program without having to do anything by email once a month to tell you what your home would sell for, to tell you how much home equity you have, meaning the amount it's worth over and above anything you owe on it. Or you could request a cash offer. You could request a free strategy session. And of course, you can search every home for sale online by every agent in the entire market, all at toddtremonteteam.com. Now, all of that was brought to you by Patrick Glaris and his team at ABC Bank. For any of your mortgage needs, just go to patrickglaris.com. What you got in your hand there, Ian?
Oh, I'm just perusing through the 2025 Summer Fun Guide, Todd.
God, such a good one.
Would you like to know what I'm perusing?
What page are you on?
Well, I'm on page 25. It's the recipe that I wrote.
I had a feeling that you were perusing something you wrote.
I like to peruse the things that make me look good. Todd?
Courtney, comments on Ian's preferred
Just
layouts?
giant eye roll.
Perhaps you'd like to go to page 16, which talks about family traditions. I've got a little thing on there that I did too.
Do you, Courtney? Do you want to go to page 16?
Oh, if you'd like to, you can
What
go
is
to page
it about
18.
celebrating Christmas
No,
in
that's
July?
on page 18.
No, it's pretty good. Tell them what it is. Tell them what it is.
Which one?
The one on
The
page
recipe?
25. Yeah.
Yeah, so it is
the recipe?
a...
Tacos, right?
Yeah, it's fish taco recipe.
Don't
that
you
we
think
love
I
to
don't
do.
know what's on page 25 of the Summer Fun Guide?
Mahi fish taco recipe with a delightful mango kind of slaw topping that
I need
goes
to
on
make
top.
this.
Prove
Delicious.
it. Prove it.
Didn't happen.
Summer Fun Guide's awesome, people. Go to ToddTremontiTeam.com, click the banner across the top, and get your Summer Fun Guide. There's recipes, there's adventures, there's outings, there's day trips, there's places to go beat the heat, there's ice cream recommendations, there's favorite restaurants, there's favorite live music spots. It's great, it's free, and it is there to make your summer awesome. And of course, if ever you're sitting around and you're like, oh, you know what, we need to sell a house, we should talk to those awesome people that gave us a Summer Fun Guide. That'd be fine too. Go to ToddTremontiTeam.com. Go to the banner at the top for the Summer Fun Guide. Go to the home valuations to find out what your house would sell for. Go to Home Search to search all the houses for sale by all the agents. Go to the radio tab for all of our radio friends and past episodes and podcasts and all that good stuff. ToddTremontiTeam.com. Okay, if you don't know what your house is worth, I think you're being a little bit foolish. I'm not calling you out, but you should know it, and you should get that on the website at ToddTremontiTeam.com. Now, we talked a lot about first-time home buyers, okay? What if you're a seller right now? The vibe in the market for sellers right now is a little bit of, I don't know what the heck is going on. Is that the kind of feeling you're getting talking to our agents and sellers, Ian?
Yep. It's pretty,
well, also,
pretty fair.
I want what I want.
Wow, you're kind of yelling there, Connie.
Well, I feel like I can't hear myself.
Let me just turn that up for you there.
Believe me,
Then
we
it's too
can
loud.
definitely hear you. You're
Now
good.
it's too loud.
Okay. Well,
But did you mute me?
Please, please continue.
I feel like people are like, oh, I don't want to adjust my asking.
is the word I'm hearing from you entitlement, or are you talking about something else? I'm just literally checking.
I don't know if it's entitlement. I just think people believe that something's worth something, and they have these comps that they love.
Here's what I'm hearing more right now, and it's quite sad. And I mean that in like a heartfelt, like genuine way. There's a lot of people that purchased a home in the height of the craziness of those 2.5 COVID years, post-COVID years. And situations have changed for them. And they are now needing to sell the home.
Yep.
And they can no longer get what it is that they need to get in order to even break even at some situations in some places.
Yeah, there's a lot of people, for example, that bought a house in 2022.
Yep.
Near peak.
Yep.
And since then, their market has been a little bit up, a little bit down, or kind of flat. And so when it comes to the cost of selling and all that stuff, maybe their house is a little bit older. Maybe it's not in quite as great a condition as it was a few years ago. And so value-wise, it's kind of flat or not quite where they need to be.
I mean, we read some numbers on Fairview last week, and we're going to get to some other cities later on in the show, but Fairview, the current sales on neighborhood homes on less than an acre, are kind of back where they were in 2021.
Yep. That's true of a lot of areas around here. Like I said, some of them are up a handful of percentage points. Some of them are down a couple percentage points. But generally speaking, it just feels like, okay, I'm kind of at where I was, and there's some cost associated with selling, or I need to do a few things. And so
I need to get X to be able to even break even. And that's a very hard situation for people.
Now, if you are in that situation, I'll tell you right now, the typical agent, and by typical, I mean most people do things this way, and that's why there are such things as averages, are going to have a really hard time helping you out of that situation. Now, the Todd Tremonti Home Selling Team guarantees to sell your home over the average price and under the average time. We're floating right now 5 to 8% over the average price, depending on what part of town you're in. And we're floating about 20 days faster than the average time on market, also depending on what part of town you're in or what your property type is. Like I know for small acreage properties right now, we're about 5.6% over the average sales price. That's a big difference. So if you feel like your property value could be down 1 or 2%, or based on the work you need to do to sell that, you might be 2 or 3% down. 5.6% more is now going to get you 2 to 4% over still, because we are selling homes well over the average price and way under the average time, and we guarantee it. So reach out if you're in that situation with a neighborhood home or a small acreage property. You can call us at 214-310-0008 or online at
ToddTremontiTeam.com.
or just Google Todd Tremonti. Spell it the best you can. Call, text, chat, fill out a form, whatever's easy for you. But don't wait around to find out you had a solution and you missed it, or you waited too long, or got yourself into a tougher situation, or that you really could have just achieved your goal and your dream when the headlines and the masses are telling you that you probably can't. Conversation doesn't cost you anything. Waiting might cost you a ton. 214-310-0008 or ToddTremontiTeam.com. By the way, Ian, if someone were to text 214-310-0008 right now, would you get that message?
I would.
And would you respond to them?
Sure.
Maybe right after the show, or maybe right now here on air. Might even just do it audibly. 214-310-0008. Now, if you have questions about your real estate, your life, your needs, holler at us. Call or text 214-310-0008 or go online to ToddTremontiTeam.com. If you've bought a home recently or you've been in a home for a long time and you don't have a home warranty, I want you to at least check out TrinityHomeAdvisors.com. Trinity Home Advisors is a very different approach to an older idea of home warranties. It's sort of like having a warranty on all the basic systems in your house by a third party. It is like that. But what they do that so many don't do is, A, they approve more claims than most people because they truly do have a different financial model to care for the warranty holders. So if your dishwasher trips out or you got a weird plug or some door stuff's not working out right, you just reach out to them, you pay a little bitty trip fee, they come out and they just take care of it. But they also help you maintain your home. They have some very cool technology and some very unique proprietary systems that are going to help you, A, have less problems with your house with little to no effort, and then B, get more of those warranty claims actually taken care of because you're meeting the standards. Sadly, a lot of warranty companies don't cover a lot of those claims because people are not maintaining their home property properly, and Trinity Home Advisors helps you with that. TrinityHomeAdvisors.com. I think a lot of people should have a home warranty, and that's who I would use for mine. TrinityHomeAdvisors.com, or just go to ToddTremontiTeam.com, click the radio tab, and Trinity and a lot of our other friends and people we trust, their information is right there on that radio tab at ToddTremontiTeam.com. Whether you're thinking about buying, selling, or investing in real estate right now, you should holler at us. But also, if you're thinking about getting into the real estate business. Now, Courtney, most people would think that right now is not a great time to get into the real estate business. Would you agree?
That would be the assumption.
Because of the headlines, because of the fear people have.
Right. Like, it's like, why would I get into something that's not selling?
Yeah. Let me answer that for you.
Please.
They are selling. They're not selling as easily or as quickly or with just kind of a shooting from the hip attitude. Mm-hmm. But if you want to be a full-time, fully dedicated, world-class professional, if you want to be the best at what you do, that's who we are. That's who we're looking for. And this market has a higher demand for expertise than ever before, and probably a lower demand for your knucklehead friend with a real estate license than ever before. So if you want to get into the business and just kind of wing it and wheel and deal and hope your friends buy and sell some houses from you, I would not do that right now. If you want to get into the business and work with a team and a staff and technology and other people that care for you and truly serve people at a world-class level and be great, there's great demand and great opportunity for you right now, especially here on the Todd Tremonti Home Selling Team. Call or text us, 214-310-0008, or go to ToddTremontiTeam.com. Click on the careers button, the careers page. There's a very simple 3-step process. You'll learn a little bit about yourself. We'll learn a little bit about you, and we'll see if we're a good fit for each other to go out and advocate for and lead and guide and serve home buyers, home sellers, and investors with residential property all across DFW. All that starts at ToddTremontiTeam.com. Quick time out. Hey, if you're enjoying the channel and this video and our content, we have hundreds of other videos on real estate content, buying, selling, specific areas, seasonality, and all that good stuff. Check this other one out. What is going on, party people? We are coming in hot from the Trinity Home Advisors studio. We've got the full crew. We got Full Price Courtney. We got the Yanni Donnie, a.k.a. the AI. And we also have some commentary, some questions, Courtney, about being off-grid. What do you know about being off-grid, Ian? Let's go
like off the grid, like weirdo living in like a bunker preparing for like zombie attack type stuff.
I mean, not that you had any opinions about it.
Well, aggravated Ian's AI, right?
AI is on the scene. We have activated AI, and he
I don't know. When I think of that, I think it's weird.
Only demeaned and belittled a small portion of our friends and audience. Okay,
Well, if what I'm describing, that's a little out there.
Well, you're saying that
Like
it's
end of the
weird.
world
Courtney would say.
I think you're buying into conspiracy theories.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
my
Also ridicule.
but that's what I think of when I think of off the grid. I mean, that's what they're portrayed as on TV shows and in movies, and like that's what I have to go. I don't know anybody that lives.
I read an article yesterday about a family that escaped some political persecution in the former Soviet Union and lived off grid in the remote Siberian wilderness and missed like 60 years of public life. Like didn't know World War II happened.
Oh,
wow.
I think they were fine, and like most of the responses were not like, oh my gosh, so sad they didn't know. They were like,
is it
pretty great? Like I missed the whole war. Now, as a Christ follower, I don't want to be totally isolated from society. I have a purpose for my life, and it's not just my escape from hard things. But there's some appeal. I'm not so negative on it like you guys.
What are you describing though?
Okay,
so what we're describing is like
off the electricity grid,
like living like bunker with just cans of food, preparing for the world to end. That like when I say living off the that's what I'm picturing.
Okay, so here's what I would say. I am more favorable to even the things you're saying, but I'm also saying we help a lot of people achieve a version of this goal. Now, in theory, off the grid means off the electrical grid. So people broaden that to mean like off of dependence on, anyone else, public systems. Like I get my water from a well instead of I get my water from the city sewer. I get my power from solar, or I don't need power instead of getting it from the electrical grid. I get my food from my garden or my animals instead of the supermarket. That is, generally speaking, when people say like an off-grid lifestyle, it's kind of a homesteading. I think most people in the United States, if they say off-grid, by percentage, most of them mean like somewhat off-grid, more off-grid. There are definitely people that are truly 100% off-grid. And again, there's
more slang.
There's a big appeal to that to me. Now, because we specialize in small acreage properties and getting a little bit of land with your house, we work with a lot of the people that are the semi, not even really, they're not saying off grid. They're just saying like, I'd like to slow down a little bit. I'd like to grow a little bit of my food. I'd like my kids to kind of know where food comes from. I'd like to fix a few of my own things. I'd like to have a little workshop, be a little bit more DIY. I'd like to not leave the house and go be entertained elsewhere so much and sort of connect and entertain and host and connect here, So
that I agree with, and that's different to what I understand. Describing.
I understand. I did want to clarify that.
There is an appeal for that though, because I know that even like we are definitely not that way. Like I'm not a handyman. I'm not a fixer upper. Like I cook for what I buy and stuff like that. We don't have a guy like that's that, and that's fine. But man, it's nice when we go away and like no one's on the phones as much and no one's on the tablets as much, and it's a little bit more relaxed and you're in a little bit more nature. Like Colorado, for example, is beautiful and incredible, and you're going hiking more and walking more, and I'm like, yes. Like,
Amen.
I love
to
that.
all of it. Now, I'm not that different from you, but I do live on a little bit of land, and I do grow some, we have no real percentage of our major food, but we grow a good bit of food, and we have some fun with that.
Rumor has it that you may have grown some apples and figs over the last week.
That's not a rumor like your rumors. My food rumors are backed up by bringing them to people. Courtney, did you enjoy any figs?
I sure did.
Did you enjoy any apples?
I loved
Ian,
them.
did you have any basil?
I did.
There were cherry tomatoes. Look, there's maybe more where that came from. Now, that's not to illustrate a point that some people share their food love and other people don't.
I feel like I've offered to cook for everybody.
It does illustrate that, but that wasn't the intent. My point is I'm not living off grid either. I'm not trying. That's not what I want. But I do have a well. Like if that day came, I would be glad that I had some things. And I think a lot of our clients are more like that. They're like, I'm not looking to not turn the faucet on and have water. I'm not looking to boil, but I do kind of want a little more resiliency and some more options. And I'd like to grow a little bit and maybe raise a few chickens or teach the kids a little bit more about how some things work. And so
it's the control factor.
That's very popular. And that's not off grid. That's kind of more like escape the gridlock.
I just want you to know that if I had the ability to grow a cow in Plano, so I could get
I like
the
how it said
Chateau,
grow a cow.
so I could get the Chateaubriand
Raise some
to
tomatoes.
make you a lovely
Chateaubriand. I'll buy the
beef
Chateaubriand.
Wellington.
If you'll make it, I'll buy the Chateaubriand.
I'm just saying.
From Wild Fork.
said I
We
will.
need a Wild Fork sponsorship. Courtney, can you get on that? I advocate.
I'm not doing Wild Fork.
I
I love
advocate-
Wild Fork's great, but I'm not using a frozen for that.
It's flash frozen. That's all I'm saying.
Just saying.
I probably am a part-time salesperson for the Wild Fork stores.
You're a part-time salesperson.
Yo, Wild Fork,
Quite.
holler at us.
You're
Get what?
wonderful.
You.
We get them.
They're great. The
We get,
suckling pigs from there.
we get them
Outstanding.
and a couple of.
Suckling.
We get them and a smoker company, and we'll just
We'll
change.
be
We'll change the whole show.
cooking with gas.
Okay, but what we're talking about right now is sort of the, if you haven't been to our YouTube channel, our Homes on Land YouTube channel, I basically yell at the beginning of every video and Courtney laughs, "What's up, backyard people?" Because those are my people. There's lots of different kinds of people that are my people. Food people are my people. Church people are my people. Sports people are my people. But backyard people are my people. And so what's up, backyard people? You don't have to be off grid. You don't have to be like super self-sufficient. But like that escape the gridlock thing, that get out of the grind at least for a few hours a day in the evening or in the morning. This time of year, Courtney, I get up really early. I take my son to sports stuff. And then some days I come back home and I've got like this 2-hour window before anybody's really doing anything.
Favorite.
And you know where I go most days.
The
I go
backyard.
to the garden. I go to the orchard. I go sit on the dock by the pond. I drink some coffee very slowly and inefficiently, and it gets cold and I have to go warm it back up.
So nice.
It's great. And that's what a lot of people want. They want to escape the get up, go to work, come home, sit in traffic, take the kids, wash the dishes, make the dinner, clean up after dinner, get some stuff done, go to bed, boom, do it again. Right? It's like, could there be a little break in there someplace? And it's not easy. But when you have the big backyard, when you have the space, it kind of calls to you. It almost demands like, you've got this, come use it. It'd be silly not to. Let's cook outside a little bit more. Let's go sit in the shade a little bit. Let's go whatever it is that you do. Shoot some hoops, play some pickleball. That's kind of our setup. Go fishing. Go sit by the pond. Go eat a fig or an apple, Ian, right there off the tree.
Unplug, escape.
So that's
The
This all
birds,
sounds nice.
birds just
I got to be
floating
honest.
around you.
I got to be honest. One of my challenges this summer is the birds are going nuts in the morning, but it's a little warm to open the windows. So you go out and sit in the shade, but you do it before the shower because it can be a little warm. It could be a little warm. This last couple of weeks, it's with the rain and the cloud cover.
It's
It's
been
been
nice.
delightful for a July. Anyway, that's what we're talking about. If you dream of that, if you're like, man, I would like to escape the gridlock, or even though Ian came after you, even if you're like, nope, I want to actually be off grid. I want 3 or 4 acres. I want to raise my own food. I want to generate my own power. I want to be fully self-sufficient. Then we can help you with that. And
Also, that's not what I was describing.
Yeah.
To be clear.
You were talking about people escaping the world and kind of hiding out.
Correct.
Yes, I got you. But if you want to do those things on, not a giant farm and a ranch, but certainly more than a normal neighborhood lot, gosh, we have fun helping people do that. We've got the expertise that is needed when you are thinking about weather, you're thinking about water catchment, you're thinking about wells, you're thinking about solar, you're thinking about different zones of growing and raising food and animals. You're maybe thinking about the work that needs to be done, potentially the composting or the parking of other vehicles and equipment and things like that. The accessory building, the workshop, maybe the secondary dwelling unit, the second home, that kind of thing. It's a really, really fun thing. And we've got folks here on the team that specialize in that. All you got to do is give us a call, 214-310-0008, 214-310-0008, or online at toddtremonti-team.com. If you just Google Todd Tremonti, there's over 800 5-star reviews, and there's a bunch of people there that have wanted to live or create or build that dream, and we've helped them do that, and you can kind of see their commentary about it. And then, again, that's what I do. That's the life we live. We're certainly not going full self-sufficiency, but we love the space. We love the big backyard. We love all the fun that comes with it, and we can help walk you through some of the work and requirements that come with it and help make that dream a reality for you, or help you decide that maybe that's not what you really want and you just want the biggest lot in the neighborhood, and we can help you with that too. toddtremonti-team.com.
Courtney, who was this first segment brought to us by?
You can do it.
Patrick Galeros
And his team at ABC Bank. What's his website?
ABC Bank. PatrickGlaros.com.
PatrickGlaros.com.
8308 804.
That's his NMLS number, 308-804. His website is patrickglaros.com. His phone number and everything are on the site. And if you're thinking about a mortgage, if you're thinking, I have cash, I don't need a mortgage, but what would it look like if I just compared that to a mortgage? Great. If you're thinking, I know I need a mortgage. If you're thinking, I need a second mortgage, or I want to refinance my mortgage, or I want to mortgage a lake house, or I want to mortgage a duplex or a rental home.
Home equity line of credit, jumbo loans.
Or anything else bank related or mortgage related, you are calling Patrick Glaros. That's what I'm doing.
That's what I'm doing literally right now. Well, not literally right now, but in the process of doing.
Recently this week. Yep. PatrickGlaros.com for all your mortgage needs, local banking needs. And when I say local, I mean actual, like a local banker that can look you in the eye and help you and know your needs and your business and your banking situation. PatrickGlaros.com. Okay. Wylie, Sachse, and Murphy. A lot of times we kind of blur them together. And we just say,
together.
Oh, that's out kind of Wylie, Sachse, Murphy way. That's
Talking
out.
of bundling, maybe you should
pump
give
it up.
The old DP Lambert a call and have a chat about your home and your auto insurance.
Bundle it.
Bundling could work. Bundling might not work. But DP is going to be able to tell you what you should do. He's going to be able to get you the best prices, the best coverage that you can get. dp.lambert@goosehead.com, 214-614-8595. Or go to toddtremonteam.com and click on the radio tab for all of our recommended pros and benders.
Courtney, I shouldn't do this because it was a complete and utter interruption of a segment, but it was a good transition.
Nailed it.
Well, I wouldn't say he nailed it. It was worthy of some artificial applause.
He punched in.
But we were
right in there.
We were 27 seconds into informative content here on DFW Real Estate Weekly with Todd Tremonte about DFW real estate. Mm-hmm. But it was notable. It was notable. Fake applause for Ian. Now, Wylie, Sachse, Murphy. Why do we refer to 3 cities and 3 towns all bunched into one? The answer is
it rolls off the tongue.
They sort of together create this very cool community to the northeast of Dallas. Northeast of Dallas, kind of east of Richardson, southeast of Plano, west of Lake Lavon and Nevada, southwest of Farmersville, north-ish of Garland. It's a cool area with about everything you could need. So if you're local and you haven't been out to the Wylie, Sachse, Murphy area for a while, Wylie's your east edge, Murphy's the north, and then Sachse's kind of south of Murphy and west of Wylie, closest in, right on the edge of East Richardson, the Breckenridge area, right along Murphy Road, actually. That southern edge of most of what we're talking about is basically 78. Now, there's some Sachse south of 78, especially some of the bigger properties. And then you got Wylie to the east that's kind of bordered almost by 2 lakes. And then you got Murphy to the north that borders Parker and, Murphy to the south and Plano to the west and the lake to the east. So all that to say, this area sort of bleeds together. You don't always know exactly when you've left one and entered the other. I mean, there's signage, but the communities feel very similarly, and the school districts kind of overlap. So depending on where you live in Sachse, you could be in Wylie schools or Garland schools. Depending on where you live in Wylie, you might be in one Wylie school or another Wylie school. And depending on where you live in Murphy, you could be in Plano schools or Wylie schools. You have some Dallas County and you have some Collin County. These are really 3 similar areas, but there are some differences. There's some older areas that certainly have unique custom properties on larger acreage lots. And then you have a very large master planned community that runs all the way through Wylie and Sachse. And then you have some significant, really nice master planned, or at least pretty planned, nice neighborhoods in the Murphy area that are very, very in demand, like Maxwell Creek and some others over there. Woodbridge and Sachse and Wylie and many others. So diverse real estate community, diverse ethnic community, diverse food culture, diverse shopping opportunities. Sachse's got a little bit of everything, some old stuff, some new stuff. Wylie's got some old stuff, some new stuff. Murphy feels mostly new, but there's a little bit of old stuff there too. Acreage property, very common in all 3, but also these big master plan communities, these big neighborhoods with beautiful lots of neighborhood amenities tennis courts, swimming pools, hike and bike, walking trails, creek trails, all that good stuff. So Wylie, Sachse, Murphy, very, very cool place to live. Great location if you're on the Dallas side of things. You can get just about anywhere within that 30 to 45 minute period. But also, home values tend to do really well there. So what we've been doing the last couple of years is really trying to educate the local DFW folks on the uniqueness of each of these pockets. And then if you're from out of town, if you're catching the radio show, the podcast, or YouTube video, we're just letting you know how great different parts of the area are. So let me give you kind of a 2020 through 2025 look at Wylie, Sachse, and Murphy from the homes on land perspective, okay? So 2020, your average property over an acre in the Wylie, Sachse, Murphy area was about $432,000, and it was taking about 81 days to sell. The following year, that price went from $432 to $731.
No.
And days on market came down about a week. The following year, slower growth. We went from $731 to $752. And days to sell went up about 30 days from 73 to 105. Okay. Now, check this out. From 21 to 22, a lot of areas really dipped around here. Some of them were flat. We went from 731 in Wylie, Sachse, Murphy for a 1 acre plus property to 752. So we still went up a decent bit. Now, the following year, things changed rapidly. We went from 752 down to 640. This is for a 1 acre plus property. These averages are not all that telling because it could have been 1 acres or 9 acres.
But like, why would it dip?
Because mortgage rates.
Oh.
That's the primary reason that 22 and 23 had such stark differences is the amount of buying went way down. Mm-hmm. People were buying a little bit less property and they were buying with a little bit less buying power. Days on market, though, went down from 105 to 64. So kind of jumping all over. Then from 23 to 24, we went from 640 to 549. Big drop. Went from 64 days on market up to 72 days on market. So this is following a lot of the trends in the area. And again, these numbers are more erratic because it's an average of a much broader property type. We're just saying literally over an acre. So it's a giant category. So don't panic about the drops, but it's showing you a broad category. And then what happened in 2025, Courtney? We've seen almost all of our other numbers from 24 to 25 to be pretty significant drops. And we've cautioned people to not trust those numbers because it's just the first part of 2025. Wylie, Sachse, Murphy in the last year went from 549 back up to 706.
Wow.
And I think by the end of the year, it'll be up even more than that.
Would you like the properties in Wylie, Sachse, Murphy under an acre?
I would love to hear that.
In 2020, we had an average close price of just over $314,000 with an average days to sell of 34 days. In 2021, that increased from 314 to 356.
Okay.
Days on market decreased from 34 to 18.
Wow.
In 2022, we increased from 356 to 388.
Still going up.
And the average days increased to 25, from 14 to 18 to 25. In 2023, we had our first decrease. It went from 388 to 350.
Okay.
And days on market increased from 25 to 40.
Got it.
In 2024, we decreased from 350 to 332. Days on market increased to 47. And so far this year, we've actually decreased on homes under an acre from 332, or a high point of 388 in 2022, to 309.
Yep.
And the days on market has doubled since 2022. We were at 51 days.
Now, here's what I would tell you just as a gut response to that. Great time to buy.
Yeah.
Great time to buy because this area is going to continue to go nuts. It's going to continue to be super popular. It's going to continue to be within a reasonable drive, great community, generally lower price point, lots of options for acreage property.
Plenty of planned things happening out there for building stuff. Like it's going to...
Lots of building companies. You got great youth sports. You have great city engagement. They do a big 4th of July fireworks thing. It's really, really great. The city's super, super active in almost all 3 of those cities. Wylie does some really cool stuff on the old downtown Wylie drag. Murphy does really, really cool city park, city Christmas tree lighting type stuff. Sachse's got the multiple great outdoor parks and a super active Parks and Rec deal. Safe area, highly regarded. Now, you make your own decisions on schools and safety and all that stuff, but generally thought of as a very desirable area, all 3 of those cities that make up one really great community in Northeast DFW. Wylie, Sachse, Murphy, check it out. We're telling you, statistically speaking, a great time to buy. If you're a backyard person, if you're a neighborhood person, if you're looking for a kind of holistic community that kind of has it all. Honestly, there were times where I lived in parts of Richardson where I had less restaurant and shopping options than you do in this Wylie, Sachse, Murphy area. It feels farther out, but it's just so well resourced. It's a great place to be. And whether that's true of neighborhood, there's a lot of new apartments out there. There's some great food out there. By the way, Farah is a lesser known restaurant that's one of my all-time favorites that's actually at Firewheel and Garland. And then they just opened a Farah's Cantina right on the edge of Sachse and Wylie. That's kind of a barbecue Tex-Mex deal that's really, really good. And there's a bunch of other cool stuff out there. So check out Wylie, Sachse, Murphy. We know it's 3 cities. We think of it as one great community and an awesome place to live. Wylie, Sachse, Murphy, if we can help you buy, sell, or even just check it out, or of course any other area in the DFW area, give us a call, 214-310-0008, or you can text 214-310-0008. By the way, if you're thinking about, or you have a friend or family member thinking about buying or selling in any other market than DFW, we have an incredible network of trusted agents, many of them that we have trained and coached and educated and helped grow their business in markets all across North America. Let us know and we can get you connected to a great person in a market that you may be going to buy in or coming from and selling in, or you might just have a friend or family member that needs a great agent there as well. We can help you in any market in North America. 214-310-0008. But here locally, we will personally help you sell. We guarantee to sell your home over the average price and under the average time. Or buy, we guarantee to save you at least $5,000 throughout the purchase process. If you're thinking about getting into the business of real estate, we're looking for some really great, competitive, smart, caring, servant-oriented, hard-working people. Give us a call or go to toddtremonteteam.com and just click on that careers tab. We'd love to talk to you, a friend, a family member who's already happy with what you're doing, but seeking out using those God-given gifts and ability to have more impact, maybe have more income, have a little bit more freedom and flexibility, and run with a group of people that are a ton of fun on mission together in real estate. toddtremonteteam.com.